Hi, I'm Steve Parker, and you typed in how to overcome resentment. That's why you're watching this now. So, so probably you're pretty pissed off at somebody or something, or you're overcome with them for all sorts of different reasons. Maybe it's not just one person or one thing or one situation. Maybe it's your mate and your kids and the government and your boss and. Or maybe there's one specific thing at the moment that's bothering you so much that you're looking for help. So we're going to go through very quickly a couple of things. We're going to talk a little bit about resentment, not much because this is so obvious, so much of it. And then we're going to do a little process, okay? This is an energetic process, as most of you probably know already. I'm a Theta Healing Master Instructor and do some really cool, wonderful, beautiful energy work using that technique and a number of others. So we all know the old way of talking about resentment is kind of like holding a resentment or holding a grudge or anger or bitterness to someone or something is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. So resentment comes hand in hand with forgiveness. And letting go of resentments and forgiving, whether it's somebody else or even yourself, actually, because sometimes that's the most important person you need to let go of resentment towards and to forgive is yourself. But holding on to resentments usually is about thinking you consciously or more so unconsciously thinking you need to have this anger, this resentment, this bitterness in order to make sure that whatever it is that happened that caused it in the first place never happens again. It's like it's the only way to be safe. It's the only way to have the possibility of not being hurt again, not being wounded or whatever. Easy words to say. And resentments are so seductive. The founder of Theta Healing, for example, talks about resentments in a way that she says that the brain uses so much energy in resentments, regrets, and feelings of rejection that if we freed ourselves from all of it, we'd be able to move objects with our mind. So maybe that's true, I don't know. I do know that when I let go of my resentments, my bitterness, my anger towards people, whether or not the situation has been fully, completely resolved to my ego's satisfaction or not, I free myself. I can breathe finally. And as I was preparing for this video, another thought came to my mind, especially around resentments, is, resentments, when you have this resentment towards someone or something, I know in my case, I'll often start thinking of ways of getting revenge or making them pay or they're going to learn their lesson or whatever. You know what the best revenge is? To be happy, no matter what they think. Live your life with joy, regardless of whether they figured out what they did or not, regardless of whether the government changes or not, regardless of whether whatever it is that caused you to feel so angry and bitter changes or not. Live your life. Take the joy and the pleasure that life can offer, regardless of whether the situation is resolved the way you think you want it to resolve or not. That's the best revenge. Because when you stay in the resentment, you stay in the anger and the bitterness and the sorrow and everything, you're literally handing over the power of your life to this other person, this other situation, this other whatever. You're choosing, maybe not consciously in this way, at least you don't think it. You don't think it like this, but you literally are choosing to be a victim. So, I'm going to do a little process for resentments right now. I'm going to do this energy work that I do. And we're going to ask Source, the Creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it, to free you from this resentment. That if you resent someone or something, that now you don't anymore. And that you be given whatever it is you need to, number one, to let that go. Number two, that you can let that go without it meaning that whatever it is that happened that caused the resentment was okay. When you forgive someone for something, it doesn't mean what they did is okay. It just means that you've let it go and that you claimed your power again over your own life, over your own emotions, over your own ability to choose something really beautiful to create in your life. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that what they did is okay. It just means that you're taking back power over your life and you're no longer living in the past. You get to be fully present by releasing the resentment and the bitterness and the anger. That's all it means. So we're going to give you that, and we're going to have Source or Creator of the universe or whatever it is download into you that you can do this and still be safe. Because one of the reasons we hold on to the resentments, like I touched on already, is that some level of us thinks that that's the only way to be safe. That's the only way to keep it from happening again. That's the only way to protect someone or something or ourselves. So we're going to make it so you can let go of this resentment and still have or receive what the benefit has been from holding on to the resentment. Okay? So pick something, and you're going to watch this. You can come back to this video over and over and over again, and share this with your friends too, by the way, because they'll want this as well. So pick a situation, a person, just one. Okay? Don't get too fancy and try and cover everything all at once. One at a time, very specific is the most powerful way to use this energetic process I'm going to do now. Okay? One at a time. I really strongly suggest that. Bring it to mind, and I'll ask that Source, Creator, God, whatever you want to call it, gives you all this stuff I just described. Okay? So, close your eyes. If you give permission for this process, say yes, physically say yes out loud. And we begin. Excuse me. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I'm yawning because it's just what happens when I do this work. I'm not bored, I'm not tired. It's just when I do the work, I begin to yawn for some reason, so that's pretty funny. Okay. All right, so sit with this for a few moments. Let it sink in. Come back with the other things and do the process again and again and again with the other things that you're carrying resentment and bitterness about, and just let the energy do its work. You may have an instant release. You may not have what you experience as an instant release. Maybe for some reason you will have the experience that this will release slowly over time, or you won't realize it's released until later when you have a conversation with the person or whatever, and you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I'm not getting all pissed off like I always do when I talk with this person. Wow. And you may not even recognize that something has changed until later. So just allow yourself to be open to that possibility, okay? So thank you very much. As always, if you have a financial issue that you want to resolve on a straight practical level, click the button. There's a way of creating some really beautiful abundance for yourself. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but everybody wants more money, so check it out. And I'll continue to try and give as many of these videos with all this other stuff we can possibly do. So thank you so much. Thank you for letting me come to you with this video, and have a really beautiful day. Okay? Bye.